Hey everyone, Nick Griot.
Sam Battersby.
And today we are revisiting No Question Left Behind to revisit all the questions that we left behind.
Yes.
So,
getting back all the awesome questions you guys asked that we didn't get to answer.
Yeah, we've had fun doing this, and we know that you guys throw us a lot of stuff, and we're only so much in terms of time and the ability to weed through all those questions and stay on topic. So we want to answer your questions as well as we can. We are going to be doing a couple giveaways, and if this is your first time watching one of these, this is not live. This is a follow-up to our live event. You can post comments in the chat, and then also post a comment below the video, and we'll get back and answer those questions as well. So let's dive in, because we've only got so much time.
See how many we can answer.
All right.
Gonna start?
Yeah, and we're sitting in a Jaguar Speedster today.
It's worth talking about.
It's pretty cool. It's resto modded. It's not awful. But we've just kind of been picking different cars to sit in and do this every time.
Yeah. Can't take this one outside here lately because of all the dang rain.
Nor overnight. Lucas Electric, be home before dark. All right, so Alan Friedlander asks, I use ceramic speed shine on your black rubber grill. It looks new. Great use for it.
Yeah,
anything
absolutely.
Painted, in particular something that stays outside, like a grill, go for it, man. And again, we're talking about hacks categorically here, so just to maybe expand upon the uses of that product, right? So really anything painted, go for it.
Yeah, anything exterior surfaces in general, but great way to take care of your grill. Ceramic 3-in-1 also works well on grills. Ceramic speed shine is a little faster, so quick wipe downs.
Yeah.
Money. Let's see, we've got...
That's a tough one.
Yeah. I apologize if I butcher this. Bufontal Flamingoetta.
You did good.
That's a long one. Today I pulled the cars out of the garage and sprayed my coated floor with spray-on car wash. It was surprising how dirty it was. Nice to have squeaky clean floors. Solid use for spray-on car wash.
Excellent.
I don't think I've ever used it for floors before, but excellent way to clean a painted floor.
I mean, if you've got the ability to do so and you don't have a lot of sensitive stuff on your walls, you can also foam your floors.
Yeah.
You know, if you already have a painted floor.
Especially if they're really dirty.
Yeah, foam it, let the chemicals do the work, rinse it with a pressure washer. Just be sure you rinse it really well so you don't have any slip hazards due to how concentrated those foaming soaps are.
Yeah, spray-on car wash, good waterless option.
Okay, CJ Byrne, 27, has another hack. He uses glass cleaner on headliner stains. He says it's a light cleaner and leaves no residue behind. Yeah, depending upon the glass cleaner you're using, I'd say that's probably good. You know, if it's alcohol based, you're going to get great cleaning out of that. If it's surfactant based, again, it's going to be kind of a light soap to begin with,
Definitely.
so it'll do its purpose. I always recommend small inconspicuous area first.
Yeah.
For headliners, you want to be sensitive to not oversaturate so you don't get any separation from the glue.
Test it out. That's what I was going to say too. Make sure it's acetone-free glass cleaner, because acetone will attack any glue underneath if it soaks through.
So hack with some qualifications.
Next, we've got Greg Zeck. Popular hack here in Florida is to use dryer sheets to gently remove love bugs from the bumper. Do you believe this would be too abrasive? What about using something like speed shine as a lubricant? That's a new one for me. I've never heard of that method, but you guys in Florida know love bugs a lot better than I do. So if it's working for you, I don't think that's going to be too abrasive, especially compared to some of the like scrubbing mitts and things like that out there. It's definitely a better alternative to like a Scotch-Brite or a Magic Eraser or anything like that. But yeah, adding some speed shine as a lubricant, that's never a bad idea to add a liquid with some slip in there to help prevent any, scratching or marring while you're doing that process. Definitely not going to hurt to use speed shine.
Yeah, on anything where you're using something abrasive like that, I think our first recommendation would be wash the car or wash the affected area, just so any dirt around that bug as you're abrading doesn't get pushed into the surface even more. And that'll also soften up the bugs a little bit. But Yeah, I don't think either of us can speak to having tried that. Usually we're using our scrubbing mitts or Ergoway foam scrubber.
Yeah, and luckily we don't have love bugs up here.
Yeah,
So.
but road tripping, you get some gnarly stuff. So
Definitely.
another thing too, if your car has good protection on it, it should help those bugs come off a little easier. So before you go on a road trip, or if you know love bug season's coming up, maybe treat your leading edges with some extra protection.
Yeah, and then bug and smudge remover is a great one of our liquids that you can use for removing stubborn bug guts as well. So another option if needed.
All right, we got one more hack, then we're gonna move into the next category. Staying Rider 1 uses foaming surface prep to wash the garbage in recycling bins. Excellent use.
Yes.
You have baby diapers that go into your trash can. It can cause a nice little stank.
Yeah.
And that's stuff you don't really want to get in and clean with your hands. So foam it and then do the pressure washer. What I've learned from doing that, lay the can on its side and don't stand directly over the opening of the garbage can.
Yes.
Kind of stand to the side and get the fluid out that way.
Yeah, you
Otherwise
don't
you're
want to
gonna all
get
that.
splashed with garbage juice.
Yeah.
Great for cleaning the exteriors too. I know I see a lot of garbage cans that get all mildewy around here, and just, you don't want something looking like that
Again,
on
it's
the
about
curb out in front of your nice house.
Yeah, having the nicest garbage cans on the block, right?
Absolutely.
Detail those things.
I was actually thinking my neighborhood mailbox has got some mildew on the back of it. I've been thinking about hitting that with some foaming surface prep too.
You are that guy, so you might as well be. All right, so next category is around the home. We had a lot of home uses we expanded upon yesterday,
Yeah.
so let's get cracking.
Yeah, some good ones from you guys. We got 23 Do the Do. I got little white spots of fast correcting cream on my pants while doing some paint correction for the first time. Common problem. Should this just wash out, or do I need to do something special to clean them? That's a great question. I've experienced both, where it washes out no problem, as well as times where it doesn't. So I usually, if I get splatter on my clothes while I'm doing detailing, if it's a piece of clothing that I don't want dirty, obviously, I'll just treat it real quick with some interior cleaner. Just a little bit on a towel, or you could spray it directly on if you want as well. But normally doing that and lightly agitating it, or even just pre-treating the stain before you throw it in the wash, is going to guarantee that comes out all the way. So that's a good way to go, just to ensure that you don't have to wash it multiple times, or you don't end up setting the stains in.
Yeah, I mean, I have garage clothes, which are just dead.
And I'd say that's the way to go. Because
Yeah.
if you're working in the garage, odds are you're going to get dirty. So
But it sounds like 23 Do the Do probably needs a Griot's Garage detailing apron.
yeah, you could call.
All right.
So that's a great one.
You got an apron coming your way, 23 Do the Do. Email us, social@griotsgarage.com. We'll send you your new kit, and hopefully your pants are savable.
Look official while you're in the garage.
All right, we talked about this a little bit too. Bart Swanson asked, can I use the foam cannon to wash my house windows? We did expand upon that, but the answer is yes.
Yeah.
So you can use our foaming liquids. We like foaming surface prep for attacking organic materials such as mold, mildew, moss, and then foaming polygloss to leave behind some protection. The other thing we didn't mention yesterday is that you can definitely put household cleaners through our foam cannon and use that. So if you have something designed for cleaning your siding, go right ahead. There's not a lot of window cleaners that you could deliver through a foam cannon that would be totally effective.
Not really.
But some other household cleaners. The only thing we don't know about that you'd have to experiment with is dilution ratio.
Yep. And then of course, if it's something caustic like a strong all-purpose cleaner or whatnot, make sure you rinse it out after use.
Yeah, probably draw the line at brake cleaner. But most common household chemicals that are safe around your pets and kids can go through the foam cannon.
I don't think brake cleaner is going to foam either, so
Nah,
probably no point.
just qualifying though, for sure.
Yes. Let's see what else we got. Bart Swanson also asks, what would you suggest of your products to clean a fiberglass shower stall? I'd go with one-step sealant.
Yep.
Fiberglass shower stalls tend to get scale pretty easily. I have a couple of them in my home, and that's what I've used in the past with great success.
Like a drop-in bathtub is another one. You
Yep.
start seeing kind of almost swirl marks. There's swirl marks, for lack of a better
totally.
term. Like in the basin where a lot of the traffic is. One-step sealant we kind of talked about is really effective on gel coats.
Yep.
So that'd be a great product to choose for that. Then I would probably hit it with ceramic product too after that.
Yeah, I mean, you could go one up on one step and say ceramic all-in-one.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow it up.
We'll talk about
Another
that
good
at our next
solution.
live, June 8th. So
Yes, sir.
thank you for your questions, Bart.
Probably brighten it up quite a bit and make it look newer as well. So.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Corbin Vermette, best clean and protect method for stainless steel sinks. Plenty of ways to go at stainless steel, for sure. We talked about our citrus aerosol yesterday. We changed the name, so I wanted to go back to, it's multi-purpose, right?
Yes, citrus.
Multi-purpose citrus.
Multi-purpose citrus cleaner.
Okay.
You're on.
Yeah, that's a great one for stainless steel. That's what I use on the stainless steel lid on my grill outside. So, you just spray that on, let it dwell for a little bit, and wipe it off with a clean microfiber towel. Or if you have to agitate something, ergo-wave foam scrubber, or like a brush of some sort, you're not really gonna mess it up. The one thing I have found with stainless is that you don't really want to do like any abrasives. I have used one-step sealant on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily change the grain if you've got a grain to it, but you definitely can put like a pure protectant on it after you get it really clean.
Yeah, sometimes polishing it, you can it'll almost brighten it, and occasionally it's inconsistent depending on what your process is. I know I've seen that before. So just test if you're gonna polish. Like our heavy duty metal polish is a good solution for stainless, but if you're doing it by hand, I know going with the grain will prevent any inconsistencies.
Yeah.
And foaming metal detailer is another good product. If it's not extremely dirty and you're just looking to brighten it up, add a light coat of protection. Foaming metal detailer is a good option for that as well.
Yeah, and again, I generally am haphazard about my testing because I'm like, I'm just gonna find it out.
Yeah.
All right, like it's my grill. I'm not telling somebody else to do it. So in that case, on mine, the ones that didn't do anything, but I just don't want to categorically state it because I have done appliances inside, and I think they're finished or treated differently than an outdoor stainless piece of equipment, and it did change the appearance of a refrigerator door I was doing. So just be careful, test an inconspicuous spot, but in terms of cleaning and protecting, you can do that without an abrasive.
Yeah, I know some new appliances are coming with like fingerprint resistant coatings and things. I just bought a new stainless garbage can, and it has a fingerprint resistant coating on it. Obviously, if you abrade that, it's probably going to go through it. So just keep that in mind if you have newer appliances that have any sort of factory coatings on them.
And he was talking about sinks, so we had said, on porcelain sinks, use ceramic 3-in-1. Probably use a ceramic 3-in-1 or ceramic speed chine.
Definitely for
get some
protection.
Water beading and make that sink stay clean longer.
Option. Curly Wolf asks, hey, I need to clean the outside of my house near the front porch where the siding gets spider webs and bugs. Is there something I can foam cannon on to clear it out without making my house glossy? Foaming surface prep all day. That'll knock out any of the bug poo that you get, and you get the little bug droppings underneath like outdoor lighting and any areas where the bugs and spiders are hanging out. Foaming surface prep, great solution. Also a good chance it's gonna knock out some of those bugs and spiders.
Yeah.
So they won't continue
they'll really hate
messing
you
up the front of your house.
as they melt away.
Yeah.
I thought it was snowing. I'm dying. Okay, well, that was morbid. And so Dave Nyack and David Lawrence also asked about grill cleaning. Kind of addressed that with the stainless question.
Yeah.
Great cleaners for that. And then really if you're gonna polish, just test inconspicuous areas. We talked about one-step sealant, talked about heavy-duty metal polish.
Yep.
Just be careful because there are a ton of different coatings and that, as Sam and I both mentioned, we've had different experiences on different stainless.
Yeah, and again, I think we mentioned this briefly yesterday, but ensure that you're using these products on non-cooking surfaces. Our products are not safe for food surfaces, so the grill grates and whatnot, clean those in your house in the sink, or if you do use like citrus cleaner on them to cut the heavy grease, take them inside and clean them with dish soap, rinse them off.
Yeah, I did that. I actually took out the grill grates on my grill, hit them with foaming surface prep, rinsed them off, cleaned them with Dawn dish soap afterwards, so I kind of had like a human health. Yeah, and then I heated them up. Right, I turned the grill on, just heated them up.
Yeah, that's a good way to ensure you're not getting any fumes in there.
So we got a question from Neil White about leather 3-in-1 spray on shoes. He says he has a pair of Doc Martens sandals that he wants to treat. So the answer is yes.
Yeah,
that would be great.
100%.
You can clean them with odor neutralizing leather cleaner, so you get the stank out of those sandals, and then treat them with Leather 3-in-1 spray right afterwards.
Yeah, I have a couple pairs of expensive outdoor boots. I always try to clean them at least once, usually twice a year with our products. Works great.
And then No Name wants PFM bath drying towels. I traveled the country driving our truck and trailer for 3 years.
Yeah.
And the hotels we were staying at were not very trustworthy, so I did take PFM towels with me.
Yeah, I've absolutely dried myself off with PFM.
I didn't think it was very strange at all.
No,
I think it was pretty normal.
Keep one in the car. I think we were like at the beach and forgot an extra towel. So like, yeah, use the PFM. Excellent. And we have thought about that, so maybe it's a gift idea for next holiday season.
One last one here. TZ asks, he's looking to clean up light scratches from a Corian countertop. Any suggestions other than speed shine? We were actually talking about this quite a bit. Really, natural stones are very different monsters from paint.
Yeah.
So you're probably gonna have to look at something that is specific to that use. You can try one of our products. I just wouldn't think that it's gonna be as effective as something that is specific, has an abrasive design for stone.
Yeah, I've never tested anything on Corian before, so can't speak to that specifically.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to glass. We talked a lot about glass yesterday.
Yeah, Bro Dizzle asks, when prepped correctly, how long is a ceramic glass cleaner alone supposed to last? Great question. It's going to depend a lot on the environment that you're in, how often the vehicle is being driven, and so on. However, in our experience, say in most cases, you're getting 2 to 3 months out of ceramic glass cleaner when applied correctly, specifically on side windows. Windshields, it's hard to put a beat on because of wiper usage. The more the wipers abrade the glass, the faster it's going to wear off that coating. So
also depends on what speed of wipers. I mean, like you drive down the street in rain and see people that are just like, violent.
It's sprinkling and the wipers are going.
Yeah, so and then they leave them on after the rain stops. Like, I guess I don't notice that extremely annoying sound and the thing
a pet peeve of mine.
flashing between my eyes. So yeah. Can't speak to everybody's windshield wiper habits.
Dry wipers, no good.
Yeah, all right. So David Walters says, it's kind of a hack suggestion. How about using your windshield cleaner pad with the handle, so the hard to reach window cleaning windshield set that we have, mounting with Velcro and fine surface prep Mitt on it. So he said wouldn't it work well for bugs and junk on glass? Yeah, I mean, that's a great, utility for it. I mean,
you're onto something there, David.
Yeah, I mean, definitely hard to reach parts of your windshield where you're either getting up on a workbench or, just getting some length into it. Great suggestion, David. Do you want to work in product development with us?
Put that one in the hopper.
Yeah.
Gordon Chan asks, when applying ceramic glass cleaner on top of glass sealant, is it best to allow glass sealant to cure for a period of time before layering with ceramic glass cleaner? Absolutely. I like doing 2 coats of glass sealant. Normally I'll leave at least 15 to 20 minutes between each coat. You can apply the second coat right on top of the first coat without wiping off the residue. And then I would ideally allow that second coat to set up for 12 to 24 hours before you top it with ceramic glass cleaner. That's just going to ensure that you get absolute best durability out of both products.
Yeah. So Nathan Sheba asked, what should you do to remove the streaks from leaving ceramic wash and coat on your window glass until it dried? Asking for a friend. Well, Nathan, again, we've been very deliberate about the instructions on that product. It's a highly reactive polymer.
Yeah.
It's sensitive to temperature, so you definitely don't want to wash in high heats. And then after you wash a surface, rinse as soon as possible. This isn't a product where you wash the car, move on to the next panel, and then once you're done with the entire car, come back and rinse.
Yeah.
So
don't want to let it start dry.
But specifically to remove the streaks, I would think rewashing is a good step. If that doesn't do it, you could clay, and that would almost certainly remove it. I have not seen it to be that stubborn.
No, I think clay would definitely do it. If you want to just guarantee you get off in one shot, a quick hand application of fine glass polish or even like correcting cream is going to work well on glass.
Well, I'll knock it out for sure.
Yeah.
In terms of more stepped approaches, there's some easy ways.
Yeah, and claying would do it too. And that's really quick. Either process, whether you're claying or hand polishing, one pass over the surface should be enough to knock it right out.
If they're gnarly enough to need the polishing, I would think you have to really check your dilution ratio for that product too.
Yeah.
You might be overcooking it and putting too much.
Definitely.
So really follow the directions around dilution ratios on that product. We've always emphasized that. However, you get home and just go at it, aren't careful with it, it can affect how that product behaves. Excuse me.
That's a great one. Let's see, Omega Detailing. He's got a funny glass story, but you'll probably see right through it.
Haha. Very good. I actually was sorting these questions. I saw that. I was like, oh man, I chuckled, but I didn't chuckle the second time I heard it. Okay, nice one, Omega.
I'll be honest, I didn't read that one before just now, and the first half of it got me. I thought he had a funny glass story.
Rich Smith, we addressed that question about windshield wiper chatter after applying glass sealant. You know, our most common solution to that is change your wiper blades, primarily because if you've just done all this work to perfect your glass and then you put the sealant on top of it, the blades have gotten used to how your glass was before that, so they're just responding the only way they can. And in general, it's the degrading blade that's responsible for that can't find the same pattern. So
yeah, I'd say 9 times out of 10 that solves the problem for you.
Yeah, or clean the wiper blades, as Speed and Shine TV suggested yesterday. So, but felt that was important enough to repeat.
Yeah, definitely, just in case there's others out there.
All right, let's move on to decon and clay. Got a bunch of questions about this as well. We're making some ground, man.
Yeah,
we're on to page 2 already. Goodness,
money,
killing it.
Let's keep moving. So let's see. Chad Ganfield asks, can you use a synthetic clay mitt after using Brilliant Finish car wash instead of polygloss, or is there a big difference with the result?
So I think what he's asking is, we were suggesting yesterday that you could use polygloss as a lubricant for it.
Yeah.
And can he swap in the car wash?
Finish. Yeah, absolutely.
That is generally how I do it.
Yeah, it's designed. I think there's even marketing on both packages, cross promotion to doing it that way. Of course, make sure that you've already washed the car, and then either re-dilute a clean bucket of Brilliant Finish car wash or foam it onto the clean car and then clay over the top of that.
Yeah, you won't need a lot of solution, so you could probably just do like a gallon and 1 ounce of Brilliant Finish, and that's enough to just, if the car's still wet, to lubricate the clay mitt. And because of the foam and just the materials, you'll bring some of that with you and just keep going back to the bucket. But the clean water is critical.
Yeah, and just make sure you rinse it off again once you're done as well.
But same thing, you're only drying the car once, definitely create some speed there. But the polygloss trick is to leave some protection behind. And it just is a non-label use. That was why we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, you kind of combine 2 steps into one there.
Yeah. Evergreen Off-Road says, should I use a regular clay bar after using the synthetic clay mitt? That would not be necessary. I think we might have talked about this as well.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do, additional decon, we'd suggest doing a chemical decon before your mechanical decon. So the difference being chemical, obviously something like iron and fallout remover, it's going to break down ferrous metals and iron particles that are sitting in your paint. You break those down before you bust out your clay bar, so that doesn't get absorbed into a clay bar and just makes your claying process safer, so you don't actually pull those things around. But
super easy to do.
Only need 1 mechanical step, but if you're looking to really up your decon, put a chemical step in front of it.
Definitely will make the mechanical step faster and easier doing the chemical first.
Yeah.
So let's see. Jonathan Cooper asks, I like using your iron remover as a clay lubricant. Helps out amazingly, cuts my steps in half. What do you guys think about this hack? Yeah, that's a solid one for sure. I have done that once or twice. You don't want to let it dry, so it's not, you don't have quite the duration as you would with Speed Shine. If iron and fallout remover dries, it gets pretty sticky, and you normally have to re-wet it with water to get it back off. So don't let it dry, but by all means, if it's working well for you, not a bad way to go. I would probably say using it first is going to make your mechanical process safer, less likely to be marring the finish with those ferrous metal particles. But
yeah, the other thing, we recommend putting iron and fallout on a dry car so you get maximum dwell. And so if the car is dry and you're using it as your standalone lubricant, to your point, you got the drying risk, and just make sure you're using enough product. And then again, if you're wanting the iron and fallout to do its job, you got to let it dwell for a little bit. And then if you started claying, you're most likely adding more product. But if the car's wet and you use iron and fallout as your lubricant, again, you're going to dilute the iron and fallout and again, not get its full potential before you start claying. So
definitely some trade-offs to that one.
But it's a hack, it's a pro tip in that you're using 2 products to gain some efficiency. You might just be minimizing the utility of the iron and fallout by not allowing it to dwell as long.
Yeah, probably the best way to do it would be spray the iron and fallout on, dry, allow it to dwell for a couple minutes till you see the bleed, clay over that, and then rinse it, move on to your next panel.
Yeah.
Make sure you do it panel by panel for sure.
All right, Jonathan Chilson asks, does the Decon Mitt last longer than the handheld block? Short answer, yes. Generally, it's related to the amount of surface area that the Mitt represents versus the synthetic clay pad, the little circular one. And then just the amount of polymeric rubber on it. It's just thicker on the Mitt. I think it's 70 vehicles on average for the Mitt, or for the Mitt, and then about 26, 25, 26 for the building finish synthetic clay.
Keep in mind those are approximations. Best case scenario. Results will vary depending on how contaminated the vehicles are that you're working on.
Yeah, and if you don't or kill it with solvent-based cleaners and high heat. So those are other ones. All right, should we move on to polishers and polishing?
Yeah, let's do it.
We got a lot of good questions there. We didn't really talk a lot about polishing yesterday.
No, we didn't. So let's see what we got. Let's see, Biff Baker. This is a common one we get all the time. G9 or G15 for an inexperienced user. That's tough. How inexperienced, I would say. Like, have you used an orbital before? Do you have no experience running an orbital at all? If you don't have any time with an orbital, I would definitely go with the G9. If you have some hours under your belt, with a standard orbital and you feel pretty comfortable with it, I think you're totally fine to step up to a G15. G15 is still a very safe tool, but with that longer throw, you definitely need to have your technique down more to take advantage of that. So that's where using a standard orbital, getting some time under your belt, some experience down, is going to make the G15 an easier transition. Yeah,
if you started with the G9 and got really into detailing and were doing some volume, I think you'd probably invest in a G15 because the biggest difference is the efficiency, right? So the speed of your process picks up with a longer throw orbital. Even though to your point, the technique, there's a little bit of a learning curve just in balancing the machine and working that longer throw into tighter spaces. But you'll never not have a use for that G9.
No.
If you bought the G9 and then grew out of it into the G15, you'd find a use for it, whether that be shrinking the back and plate, using it for tighter areas. So really no risk there. But yeah, I generally think the biggest difference is you can do everything with a G9 that a G15 can do. Yeah. You're just going to do it a little slower. So if you're only doing your own cars, G9 is going to be perfect. But if you are going to do some volume and your intent is to make some money detailing, go with the G15. All right. So Clifford Wirtz. What is the definition of throw with respect to orbital polishers? You want to take this? Or you want me
to? Sure. So it's the distance that the counterbalance and the backing plate is traveling in an orbit, essentially. So the diameter of that orbit. So the G15 features a 15 millimeter orbit. The G21 features a 21 millimeter. The G9 is a 9 millimeter, and so on. So the numbers in all of our tools correspond to the diameter of that orbit.
Yeah, and that additional distance traveled, the higher the number goes, the more lateral motion, so more friction and lower temperature. Now, these being dual action polishers, we're just giving you a caveat of more friction created, which translates to speed and efficiency. But also, as you mentioned in the last question, that pad moving further means you can't get into as tight of spots.
So, a bigger footprint.
The higher the number, the farther off center it goes. That is the throw, as you specified. And we have a really convenient and really well thought out naming system for our tools for that.
We have a cool video on our Instagram that shows an orbital orbiting in slow motion, so you can see the comparison to a standard rotary tool. Another thing that's worth pointing out, a random orbital, like Nick said, is a dual action tool. So it has a free spin rotation and then a gear driven orbit. So the pad is going to spin on one axis, and then there's a gear, there's a counterbalance, a counterweight with a gear-driven orbit that throws that pad outward while it's spinning. So you have both spinning and oscillating or orbiting going on at the same time, which is what gives you your safety. So the orbit measurement is that oscillation.
Yeah.
Let's see, Curly Wolf asked, Griot's Griot, which would be more aggressive between these two? The Boss Fast Correcting Cream on an orange Boss Correcting Foam Pad, or Boss Correcting Cream on a white Boss Fast Correcting Foam Pad? It's a tricky one.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're always probably going to default to the abrasive being more of a guide.
Yeah.
But this is the beauty of our system, is that you can tune these things to specific paints and your own processes. But Boss Fast Correcting Cream is substantially more aggressive than Correcting Cream, so it will be detuned less by a softer pad than Correcting Cream will be increased in aggression by using a firmer pad.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think one kind of caveat with this situation, the fast correcting pads are quite aggressive, even though it's still foam. It's a very dense foam. On soft paint, even with a lighter polish like Correcting Cream, they're probably still going to leave some potential buffer trails or pass lines, whereas the orange pad isn't going to be as likely to do that. So I think I agree with the orange and fast correcting is going to be more aggressive, but it's probably still going to finish down slightly better than the white foam and the Correcting Cream. Going to a little bit depend on the paint surface though too.
Yeah.
So
and again, as you develop your
one.
eye and your skill set and your processes, you're going to encounter different paints and you're going to have to do things differently. That's why the flexibility is so critical.
Yep.
So we gave you two answers.
Yeah.
And both are equally right.
That's a tricky one.
Yeah. All right. David Ewert asks, can you use the random orbital to buff off ceramic 3-in-1 wax that has left a few streaks? I don't think that's necessary. If you've just applied the product and you're seeing streaks, one of the things that we can suggest is you're using too much, or you aren't cycling your towels as they become saturated.
Yeah, or the surface isn't prepped.
Yeah, so you shouldn't need to remove those streaks with a buffer. If they're a week old and you've tried to hit them with a quick detailer, that would surprise me.
Yeah.
But usually if you're seeing streaks during your application, use a little less product, change your towel, and then you can also just add a little bit more ceramic 3-in-1 to those streak areas with a clean, dry towel. You'll probably wipe those streaks away pretty easily.
I was gonna say, if you were to use an orbital, you're gonna remove all the protection, and then you're gonna have to reapply the product too, so you don't wanna have to do that. One way that I like removing streaks really from any protective spray is to add some to a fresh, dry towel, spray it directly onto the towel, go over those streaks with that, having a second completely dry towel in your other hand, go back over them, kind of re-wet the area, and then quickly buff it with the opposite towel to knock those out quick and easy.
Yeah. Can you believe we've been doing this for 40 minutes already? Goodness gracious.
Yeah,
We've gotten a lot of questions on. Let's keep going.
Jonathan Chilson asks, I bought the GR3 mini polisher and I'm nervous to use it. Can you ease my mind about it? So the GR3 is a rotary. So rotaries are going to inherently be a little riskier because they create more heat and friction, because a rotary tool is only spinning on one axis. There's no orbiting or oscillating going on. I would say practice with it. Go up to your local junkyard pick and pull, grab a fender or a door or a hood, and kind of learn some of the thresholds and
burn some paint.
Burn some paint.
Yeah,
see what it takes. Of course, that's not going to be the exact same threshold on every car you work on, because all paint is different and will respond differently. But the first time I did that, the first time I tried to burn paint on a test set, I was surprised at how hard it was, how long it took, even with a rotary tool. So I think that'll help ease your mind a little bit. And then just start with less aggressive processes. If you're nervous about it, don't slap a wool pad and fast correcting cream on and turn it all the way up to speed 6 the first time you use it. Try it out at speed 1 or 2 with like a black foam finishing or a yellow perfecting foam, and get your feet under you first.
Yeah, there's a way to move with a rotary that's not the same as with a dual action. So because the machine kind of pulls you in the direction of the rotation. So that is something to learn. And I think to your point, our collective point, finding something sacrificial and finding the boundary, just like threshold braking in a race car,
Yep.
you gotta know where to stop. And to your point, that tool, you're using it for spot treatment a lot.
Yep.
So that means you're focusing energy and can heat something up a little faster, but also it may mean that you're just working a small area and you may never generate the temperature to burn a paint by the time you've finished your polishing process. So.
And keep it moving. That's another great rule to help make it a safer process. If you focus in one spot for a prolonged period of time with a rotary, you're going to generate a lot of heat in that spot and run some risk. So keep it moving.
Yeah, if you're nervous, it's best to invest $20 in a part that's painted that you don't care about, then go do some damage on somebody's car who's either paying you money or is your own vehicle.
Yeah,
right? So,
yep, for sure.
But that's a great tool, and for someone who's grown up using exclusively DAs, that was my gateway drug.
Yep.
Right, so now I'm like stoked about it because there's so many features that are not present on those bigger tools, including the feathered throttle. That really make it nice.
Well, and just with the lack of a throw, you can really get into tighter areas. I was working on that red Ferrari 328 a couple weeks ago. Those have the obnoxious louvers over the engine.
Beautiful louvers.
Beautiful, beautiful. Obnoxious to detail around. That's what I meant. Not obnoxious to look at. But even our G8 with the 1-inch extension, I couldn't get between the louvers on the edge of the paint because of the orbit throw, making it a larger footprint than 1 inch. So I used the 1-inch backing plate on the GR3 with a soft foam pad. Didn't create any hologramming because I was doing it, very, very gently. But that got the majority of those defects out, and I was able to get that job done more thoroughly. So, awesome tool.
All right.
So we got Mark John.
Yeah.
I've got some polish on some textured black trim. What is the best hack to remove old white polish residue? We've got a product coming out that's.
We might as well say it because somebody else is
solutions.
asking about it. Corbin Vermette asked again, but it's almost out. So.
Surface prep cleanser. We're looking probably mid-June for launch of that. So that's coming soon. That's an alcohol-based, fast flashing exterior cleaner to remove polishing oils, polishing residues, old waxes, sealants, polymers, silicone, whatever it may be on your paint or trim that you want to get off. It's an exceptional product. So.
Yeah, and if you've got some texture, I know I've seen it in my head, like exactly. You might want to use like an old toothbrush or something or natural brush.
Yeah, soft bristles.
Yeah, don't go crazy with a nylon brush or nylon bristle brush or anything. You don't need that much pressure. You just need the right cleaner.
Yep.
That should be available very shortly here. I think I just got word yesterday that they had scheduled production. So
that's a great one.
Coming soon. All right, let's move on to these general products because we've got a lot of those and we're going to run out of time here. We got some great ones in here, and I think one of the ones I wanted to start with was Bart Swanson. Can you explain what ceramic means in your products?
Yeah, that's.
So ceramic, is a very trendy word right now, and one of the things that we need to fight against is people slapping it onto everything for the sake of earning more money, and quite frankly, graphene is actually the bigger culprit of that right now.
Yeah.
Where adding a name to something can earn you more money, but it really does need to earn that in the form of higher performance. So if we are including ceramic on our names, it means that the product contains SiO2 or silicon dioxide, which is the ceramic element of it. There are differing grades of ceramics on the market, so ours would be considered ceramic infused, which means their percent content of SiO2 is not incredibly high. However, you'll get great results, and they can be used to supplement or as standalone protection that you do get added durability and hydrophobicity, which are some great characteristics about ceramic. But they are not, and we've never tried to equate them to a high solids ceramic coating, which is usually resin and solvent based and must be applied to perfectly corrected paint surfaces or other surfaces.
Semi-permanent.
Yeah, and those have a higher level of skill required to manage those, but also have excellent durability, more durability than the ceramic infused products. But the gap is narrowing with regards to those.
Absolutely.
Some of them claim 5 to 7 years of warranty. You're never getting 5 to 7 years of protection or performance without supplementing and maintaining them with ceramic infused products. So they kind of play together.
Or it might still be there after 5 years, but you're hardly going to be able to tell.
Yeah, you wouldn't notice it.
The repellency is going to have dropped off a lot by then.
Yeah, and usually, so ceramic, again, if it's coming from us, it means it includes some silicon dioxide. We've been very honest that is not the same as high solids coating.
Yeah.
But you're getting a lot of the benefits, hydrophobicity, self-cleaning, with the trade-off being ease of use, and really the marriage of being able to support those high solid ceramics.
Yeah, I think a quick way to summarize it, our products, like Nick has said, are ceramic infused, or all of our products so far, ceramic infused. Higher solid ceramic coatings are, the ceramic is the basis of the formula, so it's much higher.
I mean, those could be anywhere from 70 to 95% sometimes. Maybe 95 is a little high, but I think I've seen some in the 90s.
Yeah, they definitely get up there.
And again, those are great. You gotta do them right.
Yep, much more finicky to apply, not a spray and wipe type situation.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's a good one. Alicia Leonard asks, how soon can you wash your car, expose it to rain after applying finishing sealant? Alicia, you always ask good questions. This question is specific to finishing sealant, but this answer is going to apply to pretty much all of our protectants. It's ideal to allow 12 to 24 hours after applying a protectant before it's exposed to moisture. That's just to ensure full cure time. Finishing sealant is one that's a little bit less dependent on that, I would say. It doesn't have any amino functional silicones or ultra durable ceramics or anything in there. So that one, it's going to be okay if it gets wet inside 24 hours, but the longer you can go up to 24 hours, the more guaranteed you're going to be to have full durability out of that protectant.
Yeah, and it's not like the biggest thing that it's going to limit if it gets exposed to water before that cure time is durability.
Yeah.
So if you really like working on your car, it may not be critical that it lasts as long as possible.
Yeah.
And that's just all you got to know is we're trying to set you up for the best success in terms of your expectations of durability.
Yeah.
And if you skip those steps or put it right into rain, it's definitely going to have an effect.
Yeah, the rain's not going to rinse it all off. It's just going to shorten the durability of it slightly. So
whatever had not set up or properly cured is probably going at that point.
Yeah, you're just messing with the bond. So
great question, Alicia. Glad to see you back. Again, always good questions from her.
Yeah,
so
always fire.
Let's see. We've got a Bro Dizzle. Asked a lot of good questions. I think we should probably give him something because I don't know if he got anything yesterday. Did he?
I don't think he did. No.
Okay, so Bro Dizzle, we're gonna set you up with our detailing hacks prize package. It's a little bit of a mystery right now what it's all gonna be, but
he's started a detailing business out of his garage.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. I just spent some time this afternoon with some young guys that are looking to get into professional detailing, and they're right about the age that I started my business. I mean, really, the nice thing about starting a detailing business is there's not a high barrier to entry. You've got to, invest in some things.
Yeah.
Right? You got to get your products. You probably need a vacuum. You probably need, if you're going to do it out of your garage, you're probably kitted out with hoses and a place to plug in your pressure washer. But mobile detailing is another really important thing to consider. The convenience of going to somebody's house and doing it there, where they can do something else with the time that you've given them back, that provides a high level of value for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's more information out there than ever about how to do the correct processes, and detailing forums, for whatever we believe about them, are great places for people that are running detailing businesses to leverage others who have more experience. I have found that while some topics can go off the rails and be very negative, most people in that space are willing to lend advice.
Yeah, share their knowledge, share information. So yeah, it's a great resource.
It's
for sure.
it's pretty regional detailing, right? You're
Yeah.
not like trying to take over the world. You can make a pretty profitable business like being a detailer in one town, like one of our good friends down the street, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't, and even so, he's not the only detailer in Tacoma, but good God, he's made a great business for himself. So fully recommend diving in. Again, low barrier to entry, low investment cost. You're still gonna have to invest in some stuff, but it's a wonderful job. I used to love it when I was a teenager because I'd work from 8 to noon and make more money than my friends that would work from 8 to 5.
Yep.
And I'd just go down and get on a boat on a lake, and if I was above drinking age, of course, I would maybe buy some beer with that cash.
Oh, and yeah, you're your own boss too, so you can set your own schedule. Don't have to have any. Well, we don't have any obnoxious coworkers here. So.
No. No. All right.
See.
Bro Dizzle asked another question that's pretty quick. Is Best of Show Detailer Body Shop safe? The answer is no.
Technically, no.
But we did mention yesterday our Brilliant Finish Rinse Wash is a silicone-free product that you can dilute at 6:1 and use as a quick detailer that is body shop safe.
Yeah, and he's asking relative. He said he just had some paint work done on his car a little over a month ago. Products like Speed Shine. Speed Shine's technically not body shop safe either, but it's not leaving behind enough protection to cause issues with relatively fresh paint. So that's another one that will be okay to use.
Yeah, and quite frankly, you could use Best of Show Detailer in that situation if you're just trying to keep your car clean before, if they're saying, hey, 90 days to off gas before you put a sealant or wax or coating on there, use any of those detailers fine. But the term body shop safe generally means silicone to be used in a paint environment where silicone can contaminate paint and cause some big problems.
Yeah, for sure. See, Christopher Bruce asks, what towel do you recommend with ceramic speed shine? I recently did my wife's Macon with the gray edgeless towels and covered the paint with toweling marks. Porsche Black, shake my head. Yes, shake my head at Porsche Black too. It is incredibly soft and finicky. Those gray edgeless towels won't put towel marks in the vast majority of paint systems, but Porsche Black is one that almost any microfiber will put towel marks in. However, our plush edgeless, the blue edgeless towels, the high nap towels, those are going to be your go-to for extremely delicate paints like Porsche Black.
Yeah, and those gray edgeless towels, I think what I found is my best use for them is polish removal. Mm-hmm. And yeah, if you're doing a lot of toweling trying to absorb a liquid with them, they're not as absorbent.
Either,
so you're going to be using and pressing the towel on the paint more, which would increase your chance of toweling marks to be left behind.
Yeah, Porsche Black is a real bear, but yeah, get yourself a couple sets of the plush edgeless, the blue towels. They're excellent on anything that's incredibly soft. That's all we use on Richard's ISO Revolta, Lamborghini Islero. Both have very nice aftermarket paint jobs that will scratch if you look at them wrong, and those towels do not put any defects in them.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to jump to the last page because Corbin was asking about Surface Prep Cleanser. We already answered that. Look for that mid-June. He also asked about the silicone funnels. Those are in stock, right? Or
they're coming.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Yeah, they'll be out this summer season.
Yeah.
Those are coming soon as well. Those are sweet little funnels too. Nice little add-on.
All right. So Hung Nguyen asked, would Griots come up with SiO2 spray sealant? He has the 3-in-1 and the all-in-one, but I'm just wondering if he'd come on with a spray-on, rinse-off version like Car Pro Hydro 2. Well, again, I would say that the ceramic spray sealant is our ceramic 3-in-1 wax.
Yep.
But if you were looking for a spray-on, rinse-off, first of all, if the car's still wet, you can spray ceramic 3-in-1 on and rinse it off and essentially get the same results.
You will add solid protection.
You can do that same thing with ceramic speed shine, but the most comparable product to Hydro 2 foam, I think is what he's asking, right?
Probably. They have a Hydro 2 spray as well.
Okay.
That's spray on, rinse off.
Would be ceramic wash and coat, which you could spray on through a foam cannon and rinse off without having to agitate. It won't be as effective as if you did agitate, but you'll get that.
Yeah, and that's going to be very similar performance to Hydro 2, so that's a good call.
All right, we're getting the the watch tap from Video Matt back there. So we've got probably time for 2 more questions. So let's make them good, and we'll get out of here.
I got one good one. John M. Blake, this is a common problem. If my car's carpet floor mats have sand in them, what pre-wash would help remove sand and dirt on the floor mats? Not a pre-wash, but compressed air. So of course you want to wear eye protection when you're doing this, but blowing compressed air, specifically with a tool like our Air Pulse blowgun, which has a rotary device in it that spins up to agitate the surface better. Blow that into the carpet surface. That is going to release sand and dirt and grit from deep in the carpet. Have a vacuum close by, blow out a section, quickly vacuum it up. Heavy sanding carpet can be real tough to get all the way out, but that will make your life a lot easier.
Yeah, we had a lot of questions about an anti-fog product, probably more than we expected.
Yeah,
so I think we'll add that to the ideation hopper as well. And then I think the question I want to end on is from Nathan Sheba. What's the difference between speed shine and ceramic speed shine? Got a full gallon of speed shine in storage. Don't want to feel bad about using it on my ceramic 3-in-1 protected car. There's absolutely no downside to using speed shine on your ceramic 3-in-1 protected car. However, the biggest difference between speed shine and ceramic speed shine, they're both going to be light duty cleaning, ultra slick, very lubricant rich, but ceramic speed shine will leave behind ceramic protection.
Yep.
So if you've got ceramic 3-in-1 on the car, the next time you use ceramic or ceramic speed shine, you're going to bolster any of the top layer that may have come off from wear and tear or abrasion.
Prolong the life.
So that's a great benefit, but there's nothing negative about using speed shine in the same scenario of light duty cleaning. You're just not adding ceramic protection back on every time.
Absolutely. Yep.
Big price difference between the two as well, so it's cheaper to wipe your car down with speed shine than ceramic speed shine. But if you're using either of those products, I think you're already winning.
Yeah.
So.
Ceramic speed shine is a little more utilitarian too. You can use it as a rinse aid, drying aid.
You're right.
Yeah. More options.
And well, at the same time, some people like to spray speed shine on a still wet car to add some lubrication for drying as well.
Yep.
So
you got options.
very similar, but yeah, the biggest element is added ceramic protection in that ceramic speed shine. So I think that's all we got. We did pretty dang good, man.
Got through a lot.
Got through
a
a
lot.
lot. All right.
Let us know how you guys like this format. I think we'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
You guys like hearing it.
And we're getting faster too, so always be faster.
That's the goal.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for watching. Have fun in your garage.
Have fun in your garage.